Whiplash is a film starring Miles Teller as a talented young jazz drummer named Andrew, whose dream is to become one of the greatest drummers that ever existed. He attends a music school where he eventually earns a part in a band, being tutored by an extremely talented yet equally terrifying teacher named Terrence Fletcher, played brilliantly by J.K. Simmons. Saying that this guy is a monster is an absolute understatement. It quickly becomes clear that he is a master at manipulating emotions and humiliating his students. Andrew's drive to constantly impress his abusive teacher starts spiraling out of control, leaving him to the absolute edge of his abilities. It's quite interesting how this movie got made. Initially, writer-director Damien Chazelle didn't even want to show the script around, as he felt it was too personal. He himself having gone through a similar experience during high school, where he was always being intimidated by his intense music instructor. Eventually, the script gained some interest from producers, but nobody wanted to make the film. In 2012, it was included on the Blacklist, an annual survey of great screenplays not yet produced at the time. This led to the film being turned into an 18-minute short, which ended up winning the Short Film Jury Award at the Sundance Film Festival in 2013. Finally gaining the funding necessary to make the feature-length film. So it was quite the struggle getting this film made. It was filmed in a period of only 19 days, which kind of shows in the movie, but I mean that in the absolute best way possible. It conveys really well the pressure this kid is going through, having to get ahead of the pack and having little time to do it, while continuously being harassed and abused. Andrew is an underdog. He has a good relationship with his divorced father, who happens to be a failed writer. Andrew is determined not to end up the same way. Fletcher is of the opinion that there are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job. Andrew embraces this life philosophy to the point where he is ready to give up everything, including his personal life, his dignity, and his sanity to achieve greatness. The movie feels very real, largely due to the fact that both of the main actors are actually musicians. They took lessons weeks before shooting in order to prepare for their roles. The roughness of the scenes seems also very authentic, which is no surprise because during the more intense practice scenes, Miles Teller would actually keep drumming until he exhausted himself. He received blisters on his hands, and some of the blood on the drumsticks and the drums was actually his real blood. There is also a scene where Fletcher is continuously slapping Andrew. After several takes of them only miming it, they decided to film the scene with a genuine slap. And apparently the actor himself could not actually tell whether or not he was rushing or dragging on the drums. I'm an amateur guitarist, so being a musician myself, I could relate perfectly to how it feels to struggle like this, to become better, to play faster, to play more precisely, and just completely fucking yourself up in the process. Damien Chazelle has written another music movie before. It's called Grand Piano. It's a thriller about a once promising pianist who develops stage fright and has to deal with a sniper who threatens to kill him if he plays one wrong note at a concert. It's somewhat far-fetched and definitely falls short compared to Whiplash, but I thought it was okay despite its many flaws. But I really can't say anything bad about Whiplash. It has tons of energy, great music, amazing performances, everything about it feels authentic, and it's a great script, especially that last third, that last act of the movie is just brilliant with all of its twists and turns. I was literally on the edge of my seat. It's a great story about a person who is willing to go to any length in order to achieve his dream, and about how much he might regret the things he sacrifices along the way. So unless you mind hearing the word fuck every 10 seconds, go see this movie, it's definitely worth your time.